But first, we're going to talk about the crystal by Art of the Exhale. So, you guys have all, heard me gush about the Hydra. I love the Hydra. The Hydra is a fantastic device. It is my favorite device, or my favorite atomizer. And the crystal is a similar design from the same maker, Art of the Exhale, Bashik 1 over on Vaporwall. Let me... actually, I can't copy and paste the link. Hold on one sec. No. And my Google spreadsheet is still down, so I can't copy and paste the link for you. Sorry. Lots of technical difficulties today, including my sinuses. So, anyway, the crystal. This is not quite stock. That's almost stock. I took the O-rings out and I replaced them with green ones just because I kind of like the look of that. They're kind of bright, disgusting green. They don't glow in the dark, sadly, but they are green. I think they look cool. Yum. So, the crystal. Take a look. This is the crystal. The top cap on it, you're going to recognize it looks very similar to the Hydra. You can see it has crystal and Art of the Exhale engraved on there. You'll notice that it's taller than the Hydra. Significantly. It has a very large juice capacity. You'll also notice that the Hellfire drip tips look like they're made for this thing. It's got almost the same bevel on it. I think it looks fantastic on this guy. And they're also made of titanium, much like this device. So, there is still an active list going on. What Bashik does is he releases them in batches. It's out of stock, but you can still put your name on the list so that when more of them are made, you can pay and he'll ship it out to you. They come from the Ukraine. Like I said, it's made from high quality titanium, standard 510 connection on the device. It is made from one solid piece of titanium. The body of the device, obviously, the top cap is a separate piece. The tank is polycarbonate. It is not glass. It holds approximately 4 milliliters of juice, and it is laser engraved. And I'll show that to you up close again here. Hold on a sec, just so you can get a good look at what the engraving looks like here. Let me kind of scroll that in slow. Hopefully it'll focus. Come on, baby. Work with me. There you go. So you can see crystal, and then underneath the coat of arms it says the Art of the Exhale. So I think it's a cool little engraving. So what comes with it? You get a little baggie with some mesh and some wire. I think it's 32 gauge. I'm not sure what grade the mesh is. I believe it is 300 or 325. You can get some extra O-rings with it. It's got a little plug that you can pop in the juice fill hole, some extra bolts and washers as well, and you can get extra tank with it as well. He does a little extra tank and O-ring package that you can get along with it. It comes with some extra O-rings, but you can get additional ones on top of that if you want to. And it's standard comes with the mesh and the wire. The device has a 1.2 millimeter air hole. It weighs 25 grams. It's 18.5 millimeters wide. and it is 55 millimeters tall, not including the drip tip. So it is a pretty tall device. You can see that tank is very long. Works with any 510 drip tip, stainless steel mesh, Kanthal or nichrome, whatever you want to use there. Hold on. Like I said, it's solid titanium. Let's take the top off though and show you what it looks like underneath. It's got a nice tight top chamber. Part of that because it's a smaller device. But as you can see, the Addy deck is raised quite a bit there, and then there's not a ton of room inside the top chamber. So you have, turn that a little bit. So you have a pretty tight space there, which is going to help to improve the flavor. The wrapping the coil is really easy. You have your negative, and then you have the positive post, which has a nut, a spring, and a washer that presses up against the base of the nut. So anyone that has set up a like an Orion before will be familiar with this setup. It's got a very large fill hole, which helps with the wicking. Pardon me. And yeah, I mean the positive post is pretty tall. So it gives you a lot of room to work with, but you can actually resize that because you can screw that nut down and then decrease the size too. So if you want a short tight coil, you could set it up like that. You could set it up with a tall coil like I have set up here, so it's adjustable internally as well. And just like with the Hydra, you have, and I think that this is because of the material that's used, because it's titanium, you have the top cap heat up when you fire this thing. It doesn't get like hot like it's going to burn your finger. But it does warm up, and it makes the vapor noticeably warmer, and I really enjoy a warm vape a lot. And with the same setup on this device as a number of other atomizers, the same resistance, same coil setup, same wick setup, you get a much warmer and more flavorful vape from this than you do from those other devices. I'm going to take another puff off it actually. It's very, very good flavor and really warm, and the cap it heats up so quickly and then cools off so quickly, which has got to it's got to be a property of the titanium, that it just, I don't know, it just warms the vapor up so well, and it makes it just delicious. It's awesome. It's the same thing that I like about the Hydra. So basically what you have with this device is essentially, it's got a lot of similarities to the Hydra. It's got a similar, the top cap looks similar. It's not exactly the same top cap though. This wouldn't fit on a Hydra. It's actually got a little bit thicker wall. And then, so it's kind of like a Hydra with a bigger juice capacity and without the tank shield. So, there are some differences, but at its core, it vapes just like the Hydra does, which is awesome since, it's my favorite Addy, and it holds more juice. The only downside versus the Hydra, if you want to call it that, is that it doesn't have that tank shield on it. So you don't have the tank protection if you drop the thing. Then you might have a better chance of cracking the the tank on it. But but it vapes fantastic, and it's also less expensive. It's about, I think it's about 30, it's either 20 or 30 euro less than the Hydra, actually. It's very reasonably priced. It's under 100 euro. There are not a lot of really good atomizers that you can get for under 100 euro. As far as like the higher end, more artisan type atomizers. Take another vape. Fantastic. Oh, thank you for posting that. Appreciate it. Trying to keep up with chat while I'm talking is difficult. Yes, the Prometei looks very cool too. I have one of those as well. We're going to be reviewing that on a different show though, not tonight. So you're going to love the Hydra. It's amazing. So what else? I think it looks fantastic. It's sleek. It's a little bit tall, but you get a larger juice capacity for that. So it's a trade-off. The top cap is incredibly snug. I mean, I'm really shaking the crap out of this right now, and it's not going anywhere. It's got a double O-ring. It's actually got 2 O-ring grooves on the inside of that as well, so the O-rings kind of sit really nice and snug on there. It's not a screw top, so if you do want to adjust the throat hit, you can. You can set it so that the air hole does not go directly over the wick. It's extremely easy to set up. I did not have any issues with hotspots or anything setting this up with mesh initially, and then with the wire rope wick. Didn't have any problems. I mean, it was just a quick, easy setup. Didn't have any issues with hotspots to work out. And like I said, the quality of the vape is just phenomenal. It's phenomenal. It's just like the Hydra. It's one of the best tasting Addies that I've ever used. The only Addies that I've ever used that have a little more flavor, the Hellfire Mini has a little bit sharper flavor. I mean, I think that's it. But the problem with that is, like I said when I did the Hydra review, the Hellfire Mini has only got a little tiny tank on it. It doesn't hold enough juice personally for me. It's an amazing vape, but it doesn't have enough juice. But this, you can get a vape that's on par with the Hellfire Mega, if not better, and holds 4 milliliters of juice. So, and I did say Mega that time, not Mini. Mini, I do think is a tiny bit better flavor, but I mean, some of you will think that is sacrilege, but what, Chris? Yes, I absolutely recommend that you drill the air hole out to 3/4 of an inch. No, actually, 1.2 millimeters is kind of my sweet spot, I think. It's a perfect balance of flavor and vapor. It's still good vapor production. You're not going to blow stupid huge clouds of vapor, but you're not sacrificing any flavor at all. The flavor is fantastic. So I haven't, Naughty, but I did get my tracking number, so I will be soon. I haven't gotten it in the mail yet. My JKMF will be coming soon, though, so. Let's see. Yeah, I'm getting bouncy chat, too, Greg. Thanks. So, yeah, let me take another puff. Awesome. Really warm, really flavorful, fantastic. Art of the Exhale, Bashik. Again, my friend, you've done a fantastic job. Call me a fanboy. The guy does amazing work. Get on the list if you're not on there. I mean, and the price is reasonable too. It's less expensive than many Addies that are not as good. So, yeah, thank you for the chat clear, Greg. So, in summary, the only negatives, I mean, it's kind of personal preference. It's a little tall, but that also is a positive because it holds more juice. And if you're comparing it to the Hydra, it doesn't have the tank shield on it. So, if you prefer that, then just get the Hydra instead. If you want it to hold more juice, have a different look, go with the Crystal. It's awesome. So, there you go. that's my review of the Crystal by Art of the Exhale. I highly recommend that you get one of these things. It's one of the best devices on the market, in my humble opinion.